Hey Wash Keepers, and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever wondered if sugar really accelerates biofilm in a way that actually benefits your stream? Or if it just creates the illusion of growth? Today, we are diving deep into what really works in biofilm cultivation and what science and hobbies experience tells us about letting nature take its course. I had the opportunity to visit Rocco in the US, and during one of our discussions, he showed me firsthand what he was actually trying to achieve with sugar water to cultivate more biofilm. I saw the bucket filled with leaves carefully aerated, and that's how it all started. He was conducting a methodical step-by-step experiment to understand the true impact of sugar on biofilm growth. From selecting the leaves to preparing the water with precise mineral content, every detail was carefully controlled to ensure unbiased results. Watching the setup, it was clear that this was more than a casual hobbyist test. It was a deliberate scientific approach to answering a question that has puzzled many stream keepers. Is sugar the secret to thriving biofilm, or are we just tricking our eyes while starving our streams? To put this idea to the test, Rocco, an independent hobbyist based in the United States, carried out this experiment on biofilm development. He sets out to compare how sugar influenced the growth of biofilm across different natural food sources. So he used banana leaves, mulberry, and katapang leaves. But due to the shortage of katapang leaves, his focus narrowed to banana and mulberry leaves. But the results were strikingly consistent. The finding left little doubt. For clarity, Rocco categorized his leaves into normal biofilm leaves and sugar-enhanced leaves, which we refer it to sugar biofilm leaves. So Rocco's process was meticulous. He used RO water in clean buckets, adjusted TDS to approximately 175 using salty stream minerals, and added 1/16 of a teaspoon of Bacter AE per 3 gallon of water. And for sugar biofilm leaves, he included 1.5 teaspoon of organic sugar. Each bucket was aerated to maintain oxygen, and leaves were stirred once daily over 4 days. After 4 days, the contrast between sugar biofilm leaves and normal biofilm leaves was striking and unmistakable. The sugar biofilm leaves, both banana and mulberry, were coated in a thick, slippery layer that easily broke apart when handled. On the mulberry leaves, this dense coating even coincided with the early stages of leaf decay, showing that the rapid microbial growth was not entirely healthy or balanced. In contrast, the normal biofilm leaves told a very different story. Banana leaves developed only a very light, almost imperceptible layer of biofilm that could barely feel with your fingertips, while mulberry leaves grew a moderate, steady layer of biofilm, thinner than the sugar-coated ones, for sure, but firm, well-structured, and more representative of a natural, balanced microbial community. This clear distinction is crucial. Sugar-fed biofilm may look abundant and impressive, but it is unstable and artificially accelerated, whereas naturally developed biofilm may appear modest but offers a robust nutrition foundation. Understanding this difference sets the stage for the next and perhaps most revealing observation: stream behavior when presented with both types of leaves. The most revealing part of Rocco's experiment came when both leaves were placed side by side in the stream tank. And here's the thing, this was Rocco's independent test. Conducted meticulously and without any influence from me, I'm simply sharing his observation, not steering the streams or the results. Rocco approached it like a true scientist, checking each tank at 30 minutes, then again at 60 minutes, carefully noting every stream movement, every grazing pattern. The stream had a real choice, so no force feeding, no sugar-only bias, which makes the results far more meaningful. Rocco expected the streams to explore and graze on all the leaves, assuming that any biofilm, even sugar-fed, would attract them. What he observed, however, was far more striking. Across every single aquarium, shrimp consistently chose the natural biofilm leaves over the sugar-coated ones. In some tanks, sugar biofilm leaves were completely ignored or had only a few shrimps nibbling on it, while just inches away, multiple shrimp grazed eagerly on the natural leaves, returning again and again. So time and again, the shrimp ignored the sugar-coated leaves, sometimes not touching them at all, revealing a remarkable instinct. They could discern quality, selecting the nutritious, balanced biofilm over flashy, artificially accelerated growth. The result was as clear as it was astonishing, a vivid, real-world demonstration that shortcuts might look impressive, but they simply cannot replace the depth, balance, and the life-sustaining value of naturally developed biofilm. It was almost as if the shrimps were saying, "We know what's good for us." Their behavior revealed a deep truth. Shrimps are not fooled by flashy, fast-growing biofilm. They instinctively chose quality over quantity, substance over show, reinforcing a key lesson in shrimp keeping. Shortcuts like sugar-fed biofilm might look impressive, but they don't provide the long-term nutrition and stability that natural biofilm does. So the science behind sugar-fueled biofilm, the shrimp's clear preference for natural biofilms actually aligns perfectly with what science tells us about sugar-fed biofilm. While sugar additives like glucose or sucrose can accelerate microbial growth, this growth is often dominated by a narrow group of fast-growing bacteria. These sugar-loving microbes proliferate quickly, giving the appearance of abundance biofilm. But in reality, they outcompete beneficial microbes such as algae, protozoans, and fungi, which are essential for balanced nutrients and a stable tank ecosystem. Imagine surviving on nothing but candy and instant meals. You might get by for a while, but eventually your health falters. That's exactly what sugar-fed biofilm does. It creates a fleeting illusion of abundance, but under the surface, essential nutrients are missing. Shrimp may nibble, but over time their growth, molting, and reproduction are subtly compromised. The science confirmed what we saw with our own eyes. Quick growth isn't always good growth. So two key studies highlight this. The very first one is the availability of glucose and light modulates the structure and the foundation of microbial biofilm. So this research actually showed that glucose changes biofilm composition, favoring sugar-hungry bacteria at the expense of microbial diversity, producing thinner, weaker biofilm. The second research paper titled "Sucrose Addition Directionally Enhances Bacterial Community Converges and Network Stability of the Shrimp Culture System." So in this research, while sucrose accelerates bacterial growth, it suppresses beneficial microbes, destabilizing biofilm over time. So from these findings, the risk of relying on sugar-fed biofilm becomes obvious. Reduced microbial diversity, weaker structure, lower nutritional value and content, and higher potential for opportunistic pathogens. Just like humans surviving on junk food, the shrimp may scrape by, but the ecosystem and their health suffer in subtle long-term ways. So Rocco's observation make these scientific insights tangible. When shrimp consistently ignore sugar biofilm, it wasn't random, it was instinctive, like a person instinctively craving whole, nourishing food over empty calories. Shrimp gravitate towards biofilm that truly supports their growth and well-being. True biofilm quality, like nutrition, can't be faked by quick fixes or superficial abundance. From this finding, sugar-fed biofilm poses risks: reduced microbial diversity, less structural stability, higher pathogens potential, and lower nutritional value. So in this picture, you can actually see the sugar-coated banana leaf on the left and the right, which is the normal banana leaves. The results are clear. And in this picture over here, the same test is done with a different type of shrimp. So on the left, the sugar biofilm leaf, and on the right, normal way of cultivating biofilm. The sugar-fed leaves change to a lighter shade, whereas the normal method retains its color. Also, the streams are seen gravitating towards the better choice. This is the same test using mulberry leaves. Left is with the sugar biofilm and right the normal way of cultivating biofilm. So Rocco also ran another side-by-side observation to highlight streams and snail preference. So on the left of this picture was a sugar biofilm leaf, and in the middle a calyx ball, and on the right a normal biofilm leaf. The results were striking. Both the calyx ball and the naturally developed biofilm leaf attracted active shrimps and snails, while the sugar biofilm leaf remained largely ignored. This wasn't a detour from the main experiment, it was a validation, a quiet reminder that when we work with nature rather than trying to rush her, the results speak for themselves. Shrimps and snails instinctively gravitate to the naturally grown biofilm and the calyx ball, almost like a seal of approval. It's proof that patience, careful observations, and respect for natural processes creates thriving, resilient ecosystem that shortcuts can never replicate. When we allow biofilm to develop naturally, whether on leaves or supported by tools like the calyx ball, it produces a rich, balanced ecosystem that streams instinctively recognize as valuable nutrition. Sugar shortcuts might look productive, but streams and the health of the tank tells a different story. So Rocco's observation underlines a critical lesson. The stream behavior is a reliable indicator of biofilm quality. Rapid sugar-driven growth may appear impressive, but natural patience cultivated provides both superior nutrition and ecological stability. Encouraging biofilm with leaves like botanicals, likes, and the tools like the calyx ball produce a resilient, thriving ecosystem. So here, think of it of biofilm like development of like a bread dough rising. Adding sugar excessively is like over yeasting. So you put a lot of yeast, so it rises quickly, it looks impressive, but collapses under its own instability. Natural growth aided by the calyx ball is akin to allowing dough to rise steadily, forming a strong, resilient structure. The result is a nourishing, sustainable environment that supports long-term stream health and tank balance. So biofilm is more than just about the thickness. It is actually defined by microbial diversity. Naturally grown biofilm provides bacteria, algae, protozoan, and fungi in balance, supplying essential nutrients, trace elements, and enzymes vital for stream growth, molding, and reproduction. Sugar-fed ones, while thick, lacks these components, leading streams to instinctively avoid it. This underscores the importance of fostering natural microbial communities. And here's a concise chart summarizing the main unseen risks of feeding stream tanks with sugar-cultivated biofilm grown outside the aquarium. So over here, you can actually see that the potential risk of using sugar-cultivated biofilm in stream tanks, the nutrient spikes in tank, the pathogen risks, reduced microbial diversity, toxic production, rapid decay of biofilm, and microbial balance. Rocco also examined sugar biofilm longevity in non-sugar environments. So what he did is that he used the banana and mulberry sugar leaves were submerged in jars of aquarium water for 5 days. So surprisingly, the biofilm remained mostly intact, indicating that the sugar alone does not guarantee rapid consumption or dynamic turnover. This suggests that sugar-driven biofilm can appear abundant but lack natural adaptability and balance, emphasizing that rapid growth is not synonymous with quality. So this chart actually shows that while sugar-fed flash food biofilm can give a quick surface boost, it lags behind the naturally developed biofilm in every key areas, especially in microbial diversity, ecological stability, and long-term benefits. The narrative from Rocco's experiment paints a vivid picture. Stream instinctively choose natural biofilm over artificially enhanced option. This real-world evidence reinforces the science, microbial diversity, stability, and the balance are critical for tank health. Hobbyists observing stream behavior gain actionable insights, allowing them to replicate successful strategies in their own aquarium. Stream behavior provides daily guidance for hobbies. When shrimp ignores sugar-fueled biofilm in favor of natural leaves, it is a clear signal to trust their instinct. The most effective biofilm is not merely thick, it is balanced, stable, and diverse. So at the heart of it, Rocco's experiment wasn't just about leaf, sugar, or biofilm. It was about perspective. It reminded us that what looks impressive in the short term doesn't always stand the test of time. In the quiet language of shrimp behavior, we saw the truth. They chose depth over speed, balance over excess, and nature over shortcuts. That lesson isn't only for our tanks, it's for us as well. Shrimp keeping is more than just a hobby. It's a practice in patience, observation, and trust. Every slow layer of biofilm, every steady colony of microbials, every gentle grazing stream teaches us that resilience coming from allowing nature to do what she does best. We don't need to force her. We need to only to create the right conditions and then trust the process. This is why tools like the Calyx ball resonate so deeply within the community. It isn't about being flashy or gimmicky, it's about creating something that aligns with this timeless truth, that the best results come from the harmony, not haste. It's no accident that thousands of hobbies around the world now trust it to cultivate strong, enduring biofilm that supports thriving colonies. It is a reminder that when we walk alongside nature, not against her, we set the stage for something greater than ourselves. So the next time you see biofilm forming in your tank, don't just see a slimy layer, see the foundation of life, the quiet architect of balance, and the gift that patience bring. And remember, in shrimp keeping as in life, the real treasures are never built overnight. They are nurtured slowly, lovingly, and with respect for the natural rhythm that sustains us all. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, peace out.